Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dylan.
I'm Elle, and we both love soup.
So today was fun because I decided for pickleball to take half a day off of work so we could play early.
Yay!
And gotta admit, love the lunchtime play slot that we did.
My only issue with the lunchtime pickleballing is that we're all both rushing back to work, whereas we don't. Normally we go out to have a drink.
That's true.
And life is all about the cocktails, right?
So, but this week we had one of the people we played pickleball with, she had a fancy dinner with her husband tonight, so she didn't want to play so late in the day. So they were going to go to San Diego.
Suzanne has a fancy dinner?
Yeah, William. I think it's with someone from work, so they were going to go down to San Diego, so he was
fancy
like,
dinner.
Hey, meet me.
Nice.
I know.
I would like a fancy dinner. I guess we've had a few fancy
Yeah, we've
dinners.
had. So this past week we celebrated Ed and I's 36th wedding anniversary, and Ella and Casey joined us. And we went golfing at the Pechanga Journey Golf Course, which is voted one of the top
Courses.
Public courses
In California.
Yes,
And possibly the country. I mean, it's
definitely in the top
definitely
five in the country.
Yeah. Oh, 5 in the country? I was thinking 5 in the state.
No, I think it's in
Really?
the country.
It's gorgeous. It's no Pebble Beach, but there's a beauty about it that is.
And some unique holes.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely not a walkable course, and I don't think they even let you walk it.
I was scared driving the little cart because it's like a roller coaster, like these steep.
Elle was Casey's caddy, and he fired
because I don't
her.
play. I don't play golf.
You were
I can't.
fired. You
I
couldn't
was.
see the ball.
I can't, my vision is too shitty to golf. So not only can my back keeps me from golfing, but my vision is too shitty to golf. So,
But it was nice, and this was part of a Christmas gift that we got for the boys, which was a golf pass to one of the other really nice courses in town. But one of the incentives to buy that pass, which included driving range and discount rounds, was they gave you one free round at this course, because normally this would have been $300.
yeah, this was absolutely the best thing we've ever bought for the boys.
are
And
using it.
you bought one for yourself.
I did
So
buy one myself.
yeah, because it was
One
like
for you,
$250, $300 for the membership.
Yes, for the year.
And we got like a bunch of driving range sessions.
3 free rounds. They get a birthday round and
Yeah.
then 2 other free rounds, and then discount Twilight, but because they have the pass, they call Twilight anything noon.
Yeah.
So, that's just great. You can actually golf anytime.
I do need to find out if they would let me ride along in the cart, because you might think, Elle, did you have fun riding along in the cart? Yes, I did, because it's basically like playing golf, only without all of the hassles of actually swinging the club and missing and doing horrible things. Because I was still looking for all their balls. I was still walking along. I was still kind of lining up shots, and they let me putt a few, so I got to putt a few.
Yeah, and the weather was great. Got a little windy, but I would
gorgeous
say
weather.
everything was. And then we went out to eat at a little Mexican restaurant. A good day was had by all.
By Elle, too.
So
Yeah.
a good day was had by Elle.
Yes.
So the other thing we've embarked on is the city of Temecula does these special little incentive programs to get people to try the various restaurants.
Did
And
we talk
did
about
in
this
winter.
at Christmas? Were we not
No, we
podcasting
hadn't
by
started
then?
podcasting.
We had not podcasted by then.
So we did the Christmas one. The Christmas one was Temecula Chilled, and it listed both drinks and food, and it was like 12 places, and you would go and order the thing, and they had a cute little app. Problem was, first time they were doing it, and the woman who runs it, his name's Araceli, I got to know her. The businesses
weren't aware of
They
the
weren't
number.
aware of it. So I would show up and say, "Oh, I'd like to order the blah blah blah. What's the code?" And they're like, "What you talking about, Willis?"
Yeah.
And got that on almost every place we went except for 2. So then I'd give her that feedback, and because I'd take pictures and I was posting, and she loved that. She linked it to Temecula, so she learned a lot of things from our feedback about it that she's trying to improve for this one. So the summer one is the Temecula Sip Journey.
Sip Journey.
There's more of them. They're all drinks.
Yeah.
And so they all have the same point value.
It's such a great idea for a city of our size to do this, because basically, I mean, we're going to try our darndest to work our way through this list. And
21 drinks.
And then you get swag. Like for every certain number of things you do, like
we've already earned a tote bag.
At Christmas, we earned a blanket and a mug and something else.
Blanket, mug, and why am I drawing a blank? There was like a little
something
pin.
I didn't get, because you got it and I didn't want it.
Yeah.
But you got 2 mugs, I think.
Yes,
didn't
I did.
you? Yeah.
They were like metal
really
tin.
nice mugs. Big,
So
huge,
this time
one of Casey's
it's a
favorite
cute
mugs.
tote bag. So the Temecula's tagline that they've adopted as a city is "Live Glass Full,"
Which I love. I think that's a very
so
clever.
they this time is a tote bag, a cute tote bag that says "Live Glass Full," a little
Some
little
glasses.
glass that say "Live Glass Full," and then a blanket that has. And we like the blanket. We got the Temecula chilled one.
I leave mine in my car. It's a nice rolled up. It has Velcro, so it's like really small.
Yeah, we've already earned our tote bag. So our goal, and they have a longer time. So at Christmas, it was only a 4-week window. This time it runs all the way through August.
Which is good
So
because
our
I'm giving up
goal-
drinking next week.
Our goal is 21 drinks. We've already gotten, I went to one today. I went
You
to the,
did?
I went to the non-alcoholic one.
Oh.
At Eat. So we've already done 3.
You cheated on me.
You're
always
like
cheating
you
on me.
hated this. It was very sweet.
Oh, okay.
It was like a cherry limeade.
All right.
And so we've already got those 3. It gives us a longer stretch of time, and we're going to use it. Not this week's drink is not from that. This was one that
they give
actually
you all the
Elle-
recipes online. Yeah.
Yes, they give you the recipes, which is unique to that. So this one today, just before we finish it, because I feel we're going to down it, is Compliments of Elle, and this is the Pan Galactic Gargle Blaster. And it is basically like a Long Island iced tea. It's got tequila, it's got whiskey, it's got vodka, it's got gin, it's got blue curacao, and then it's topped off with Sprite. And
This-
then I
I
had
got this
fun.
off of there was a website that was something to do with the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I love that book, and so I sent it to Dylan. I was like, oh, we should drink this.
So in honor of Hitchhiker's Guide, a woman's got to have her towel with her.
That's right.
And I'm pretty excited about this towel.
You sassed that Huppy Bass Beaslebrook. Now there's a man who really knows where his towel is. Yeah, I was just saying I remember the weirdest shit. That's a line from
But I
the book.
collect fun towels. So for Christmas, Elle has gotten me Star Trek towels. I have a Jaws towel. This is my Tom Baker Doctor Who
towel
for this year. So
One of
my
your
new towel.
favorites.
Yes, my favorite Doctor Who towel. So I've
Yes.
got my towel here for today.
Despite how she looks, she is the biggest geek I know.
Just love me some Doctor Who.
Techie geek.
Yeah,
Or like
so really
sci-fi
excited about
geek.
the Tour Temecula event. Gives us a reason to just get out there and try
and
some
try
new
some new
things.
places. Yeah,
And
it's good.
we'll be ranking them. I've been posting, so already Araceli was like, "Oh, thank you. I knew you'd be right on this."
Yep.
Fun thing to do. I feel like it's my civic duty.
Yes.
Our civic duty. But interesting enough, so on Sunday, while we were doing this, and actually Brenda and Brett met up with us, we decided to take a little detour to a speakeasy that they hadn't been to. And we
Well, we
ordered-
were actually hoping that we could have done the drink there, but it's the speakeasy is inside another restaurant that is participating, but it didn't work. You couldn't cross over.
So again, we just took one for the team. But while we were there,
Oh, this was
Elle and
funny.
I had I've told this to everyone at work too. They're like, "Oh my gosh." So we were just sitting at the bar, minding our business. Granted, Brett's over down at the end with Miranda.
Yeah.
And this, how old would you say it was?
Our
40s?
age.
You think it was older? I didn't really look at him.
I didn't really look at him either.
Comes up and he lays 5 straws, like cocktail straws, in front of us. And I mean, he came over like totally uninvited, and he was closer to you than me because you were sitting that way. And he said, "Now here's a puzzle for you."
This is his normal pickup line, I think,
this
or
is this
whatever.
guy's pickup line.
It's a weird place to pick people up, though. The speakeasy is
right?
not a normal bar.
And you know, we weren't looking particularly fresh. Certainly, we weren't looking slutty. We were just looking
I was dripping, as per
dripping sweat.
as I'm
Elle was glistening.
off to do.
So he walks up and lays these 5 straws down, and he says, "See
Maybe
if you
he
can
likes
move
them drippy."
2 straws and make it round." And I'm like, I'm all about
Or
a
make
good-
something that is round.
I don't even think he was that clear on it, but anyway, round, only moving 2 straws. This is the kind of stuff I love.
I thought it was
These-
make something that is round, is what he said. Yeah.
And
anyway.
so I'm looking at him like, should I know this
I'm
one?
good at this shit. I know.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
I'm, all right,
damn
I'm
it.
thinking about it. Like, no, that's not possible. He proceeds to move the one straw to make the letter T, and then the other straw on the end to make the letter T, and
It's
spells
spelled
tit.
tit.
That's that guy's game.
Yeah.
I'm like, what woman would have that happen to her and say, "You're my man. You're
wow.
you're my
You're
peeps."
somebody I want to know. No, not
Quality.
Really. Yeah.
So we got a kick out of it. We gave him
Hey,
none of the
you've gotten a week's worth of joy out of, or laughter out of
I
it.
know.
So
I know people at work, because I left the puzzle out there, and then they were all trying to do it, and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to give you a few more clues. It was a skeezy guy who was trying to.
yeah, that was pretty funny.
So anyway, yeah, we got hit on at the speakeasy. Other fun thing we're doing this weekend, which was kind of impulsive. We had thought about it, and then the tickets went on sale, and we didn't buy them, and we're like, oh, we missed out.
So I'm 1 mile to Pechanga Casino, which is the largest casino outside of Las Vegas. They get a lot of big names. Jerry Seinfeld is coming. It's $300 to see Jerry Seinfeld. We are not going to see Jerry Seinfeld. But so, oh my God.
Jon Stewart.
Jon Stewart's coming.
We love.
And when we first looked into it, they were sold out. He sold out right away. So we could not get in. And Dylan texted me the other day.
Found somebody, and hey, I can get us 2 tickets. They're like $100. What do you say? It's Saturday, and we bought them.
The boys are a little upset. He's like, well, Casey, you're not inviting us. We weren't.
Like,
you didn't.
I was able to get
it?
2 tickets. I probably could have gotten 4, maybe. I don't know. But I also know that he's pretty, squeaky, and would have been like, I don't.
Oh, I think he would have paid $100 for the tickets, but
so we're going to Jon Stewart on Saturday.
I didn't know there was an option for 4. When you sent me the thing, it was 2 tickets. That was
maybe.
Let's go with that story.
Yes, I could have found worse seats, maybe. So
are they
pretty
good
excited
seats? Do we have good seats?
Not great, no. But we know that area
pretty
because we went to
small.
Prices Right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just up at Extra Leisure. It's not really a bad seat in the house.
No, I'm curious though because I watch The Daily Show. I know Jon Stewart, but I don't think I've ever seen him do stand up. Have you? And is that what he's going to be? Is he going to be stand up? Is he going to have video?
No idea what this is going to be.
I know, me either. We're back to this again. Every time we go to something, it's like I have no idea what we're going.
The Price is Right thing was an epic letdown. Hope and Jon Stewart.
It's Jon Stewart. How can he let us? Unless it's not Jon Stewart and it's somebody with the same name or something.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No, there was a picture of it.
There's no way that Jon Stewart could let me down. I absolutely love him.
From his animal activism to
he's fantastic. We're politically aligned. I love everything about him.
So pretty excited. That was on
So that's Saturday. We're doing that.
Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, another thing that I just saw come out is a movie that, oh my gosh, wish I had written it. And I haven't seen it yet, so it could suck. But the premise of this movie is that a woman who's mourning her boyfriend who died 2 years ago, during her recovery, she develops the unusual ability that whenever she hears songs associated with him and activities they were doing, she time travels back to that moment.
Huh. So it's a little bit like the time traveler's wife.
A little bit, but like how we're always quoting songs and we call it the soundtrack of our life.
Right.
I feel like it's a soundtrack of our life premise.
Yeah.
I hope it's not too sappy with the whole dead boyfriend thing. If I were to write this, it would have just been someone who has that ability
just naturally,
to live the soundtrack of their life.
That's kind of cool.
Because one of my favorite movies that is like this, that I highly recommend to anyone, is a movie with it's called About Time.
I love About Time.
And
it's also a good book.
What is the actor we love so much? He was in Love Actually.
Yes.
Nye. It's not Bill Nye.
No.
Is it Bill Nye?
No.
Isn't that
it's
Bill
not.
Nye,
Bill
the
Nye is the science guy. It might be William Nye. It might be a different, but I don't. Pretty sure it's not Bill Nye.
Really great movie. He's the biggest star in it. The rest of them are kind of unknowns. The premise of it is fabulous. It will make you cry.
It's such a great movie.
Cry movie. Yeah. And
maybe that one wasn't a book. I'm thinking of the other one that's about the time traveler's wife. Mm-hmm. But either way, that's a great movie.
Yeah, another one too. Yeah. So I'm looking forward. I'm going to have to sign back up for Disney, which I need to do anyway because now
it won't come out in the theater. We can't see it in the theater.
No, it's one of those.
Damn it, Disney.
But Ncuti Gatwa is the new Doctor, and so in order to watch Doctor Who now, Disney acquired it. So I was needing to sign up for Disney again. It was holding out till the last minute for a couple episodes to queue up, but then I saw this, and I'm like, you know what? When I'm in the mood,
I might have to borrow your login.
Yes, exactly. So don't tell Casey.
Did I just say that out loud?
Yeah. Well, no, you're allowed. You're allowed to have X number of people. So you will be. We're in family circle in Life 360, so you could just be in our family.
Yeah.
So let's see. Another thing that I was recently reading about, and I'm actually very curious. And it started off as I was lamenting how I wish I had invested in the company that made the semaglutide drugs because when you see their stock price, it even rivals Nvidia about just the amount of money it would have had. And even Eli Lilly, which has always been a solid performer with other drugs, and their Mounjaro, the bump they've got from that. Well, there's a new drug that supposedly kicks the semaglutide and the tirzepatide's ass, at least in initial trials, for effectiveness. And it's called Reta. Its short name is Reta. Everyone calls it that. Retatrutide. And it is...
Is it still a shot?
It will still be a shot.
Okay.
And what it does is where like Ozempic and Wegovy are GLP-1s, it's the semaglutide. Mounjaro kicked it in there and said, hey, we're going to add in this glucose-dependent insulin-tropic polypeptide and get it to the tirzepatide. And it's like, ooh, that kicked it up. Well, the Reta adds further another element and mimics the glucagon receptor. And they're seeing like 30% more effectiveness with Reta even compared to Mounjaro and semaglutide. So they say
is this one being marketed strictly as a weight loss, or is it still in the market of?
It is just all about the weight loss. It's not approved. It's still in trials, but they just recently released the trial results, and they're just saying it's slaying. It's absolutely slaying. So
what company is making that?
Eli Lilly. I was hoping it would be some obscure...
I know, some obscure company that we could buy into.
Yes.
But,
No, but it's Eli Lilly again,
Okay.
so they're going to be, owning the world if that truly lives up to its name. But you're going to hear more and more about Reta.
It's like fatness and baldness. If two companies, if a company could...
They already solved erections, and much to our chagrin.
Well, of course they did.
But, solve the baldness. Speaking of baldness, next week, Ed gets his hair piece, which he's...
Casey still thinks that's so weird, and I don't. I think it's fine. I'm like, I'm looking forward to
Tuesday.
seeing it.
You're getting new hair on Tuesday.
Because Ed has a cute face. When he's wearing a hat. Sorry, Ed.
So you got new hair on Tuesday. Ed's getting new hair on Tuesday.
Yes.
I'm getting a haircut.
And then did you hear Casey's like, why are you getting new hair? I'm like,
I know. You should.
You know how much I hate my hair right now. I hate my hair.
But it was nice. He said, I like the way you look right now. So that was a sweet way.
That was
to
a nice
approach
way
it.
of saying, don't spend the money on hair.
Yeah, when we know the motivation.
That's probably
it's
more
your
than
money,
likely.
though.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Your money.
My money. It's my money, honey.
So I heard a funny saying the other day that really resonated with me, and it's embrace the body you have right now. You know who thinks you look great? You in 10 years.
Yeah.
If that doesn't hold true,
absolutely true.
Oh my gosh! You can just go back. It's like, I wish I looked anything like how I looked
10 years ago.
First day.
10 years ago.
Not for me. 10 years. 10 years was bad.
Oh yeah, that was.
I
bad.
need to go back about 30. But like, if I looked as good as I did the first day, I started going, ooh, yeah, that just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like you look at.
I think I have to go back about 15, because I think I looked pretty good until I was 40. Oh, then I'd have to go back farther. I forgot how old we are. All right.
So now you're going back 20.
16, 17, 20. Let's go 20. All right. So if I go back 20 years, like my late 30s, I think I still looked pretty good. And then, it was all downhill from there.
But I think that just be a little more forgiving for ourselves.
Yeah.
How many decades?
I'm really hard on myself. I know. I pissed off.
Our dress shopping, you were definitely
Well, I
being hard
piss
on
off our
yourself.
friends because a lot of our friends are quite bigger than I am, and
I thought you were going to say frumpy.
well, no, that too. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
But I'm always like, I can't lose this weight and blah blah blah, and I know I piss
And then
them
they're
off.
just
It's
looking at you like,
like fuck you.
I would
bitch.
love to be a size 4. Thank you.
I'm not a 4. I'm a 6. You are a 4. This pissed me off. So this is why I'm so bitter right now. Dylan has bought several dresses for the wedding, and I have been struggling to find one. I found one that I wasn't all that crazy about. And she was like, well, here, try this green one on. I think, this will be good for you. And it's a style I liked. I couldn't
One
get
of my internet purchases that actually looks exactly and it was
really
better
nice
than what
quality.
the picture.
Very, very nice quality.
That dress was a Fayhout.
I could not get that motherfucker zipped. And it pissed me off. And I ordered a dress on, I'm going to be sweary McSwearson today because I'm pissed off. So I've ordered a dress on Poshmark, gorgeous color. It's an Ellen Tracy dress. I got it for $25. And
Love the Poshmark.
I got it home. I could zip it, barely. It's just sausagey. I feel like a sausage. Sausage. I feel like a sausage. It's just not... It just wasn't good. So I gave it to Dylan, and of course she zipped it right up, no sweat.
So, but you have deceptively wide shoulders and
It's not merely my shoulders; it's my rib cage.
Because, like, for example, your bra band size
Almost
is
a 38. Yeah,
and
37,
I'm a 34.
Yeah.
30, so that was the entire difference of that dress is I'm 2 inches smaller around here.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's,
and it's very cute, so I inherited a nice dress.
but it just changes my, like, I just don't feel like I look good in anything. I did finally found a dress. I went to Nordy's Rack, tried on a million dresses,
very
found
similar
one.
pattern to the Ellen Tracy one.
No, not at all.
With colors.
Oh, the colors.
Yeah.
Yes, the fabric's actually very similar. It's a Vince Camuto, which I love Vince Camuto. But it was not Vince Camuto price. It was $50.
Yeah.
And it's just a really simple. It has pockets. We love pockets. A-line.
That's
little,
the one thing my wedding dress does not have is pockets.
Yes, I like.
I don't know how they would have pulled
Puckies.
off the pockets.
I like puckies. But anyway, so I finally found a dress I actually like. I have to figure out the bra factor though, and I know you're going to say cakes.
Oh, wait,
I hate the cakes.
We need Miranda to chime in
I know.
here.
Cakes. She's converted to cakes.
So Miranda, who tried her cakes recently, would you like to give an honest review of cakes?
They work really well when you have a tight shirt.
Okay, see, with a tight shirt.
So you can't wear cakes with that dress.
No,
from what I
exactly.
saw.
No.
So she's still limited.
But
yeah,
cakes,
cakes are good.
I think
cakes
I'm going
for
to sew
working out.
sew in an old bra is what I'm probably going to do.
You looked at cakes when I handed them to you, Miranda. You thought I had,
Well, because
Too
I
bad.
was used to the cutlets, and
Yeah.
so I just was like, hey, I've tried them before.
That's what me too. And the
doesn't
cutlets
work.
failed me. I went to a wedding and midway on the dance floor, I was like, one boob just peeled right off. One
the
cutlet.
sound effect for a defective cutlet.
And then it was so embarrassing. I'm in the bathroom, like trying to get my cutlet to stick back to my boob.
So I bought those.
I'm having PTSD from that wedding. I do not want to have
See,
that
I get
happen
them
again.
to stick with even just like I could get them to stay in a shirt like this.
I could not.
I could not because when you start sweating,
That's
the
and maybe
worst.
it's the thing
a
is I don't
sweating
sweat
I
thing. You
wore
don't
them
sweat.
as much.
My knit cover for Pilates
Yeah.
yesterday with just like this tight of a shirt, but this wasn't tight enough.
Oh,
And when I bent down to touch my toes,
you lost a
even
cake.
My cake dislodged, and I had to be like, "Oh,
Shit. Yeah.
like I can't do that."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
And you
working,
also don't
I think
like tight
working out in
clothes.
cakes would be fraught, in my opinion.
Well, you just don't like tight.
I don't like tight
clothes,
things. No,
whereas I've been
that's the
into-
sausagey factor.
Yeah.
I just don't like feeling like a sausage.
Well, I just bought. Not that I don't have to wear them for the dress I had, but just like for some of my other summer
me.
tops. Have you seen those ones where it gets kind of sticks on and there's a top part and it does a lift?
Oh yeah.
I bought some of those nude Nood, so I'm going to see how nude does. And I think once again, probably not good for you guys with the sweat, but I think it would do really well for me.
It'll
with some,
lift
like
them.
with that top, I could pull it off.
Yeah, I always have to wear a bra.
With a little perk.
But I have like a perfect little.
Yeah,
That's like
I
barely
gotta get
there.
more of those.
Strappy.
That was another
That's
thing.
what I'm thinking. It's just like little skinny straps. Who cares, right?
Yeah, it's decorative.
Yeah. Okay.
You were going to give an update about your mushroom coffee. I think
Because
Rise.
you
is
had
the name
asked
of it.
me like when I first started. You started with the Rise coffee, and I was like, too early to tell.
Rise
Okay.
is R-Y-Z-E, right?
R-Y-Z-E. It's a mushroom coffee. As far as the taste goes, it basically tastes like watered down coffee, which I don't like coffee, so there's that. And I put coconut oil and a little bit of honey in it to make it palatable. But this is a public service announcement. So Rise coffee is one of those things where you have to buy, they don't have samples, so you have to buy the huge thing of it. And then it's a service thing where you have to register, and then they're going to
Subscription. Everything's a damn subscription model.
So don't fall for that. I feel like that's a BS marketing ploy that they do.
Do they have a money back guarantee?
No.
See,
No
I'm
money
all
back
about the
guarantee.
things that say
Maybe they do,
30
and I
days,
just didn't notice
because
it.
I use my pirate ship. I make a label and I send that stuff back.
So here's my theory on just about everything I've ever tried that says will help with belly fat. Most women don't poop. I know many, many women that don't poop. And so I think most of these things have something in them to make you poop.
And that's the
that's
solution.
supposed to be the thing that helps you with your belly fat. Well, I'm a good pooper, and now I'm pooping too much. So I do not like the Rise coffee. I'm getting no benefit. It's supposed to make you bright, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And
she has not been bright-eyed.
I have not been bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. In fact, it's the opposite. My stomach hurts.
Did Casey try it?
No, he doesn't. He thought it tasted hideous.
Because the other brand, I think you've tried, Miranda, with Brett, Mud Water.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm leaning away from the air conditioning because I'm
Are you?
I'm
cold over
so
there?
cold over
Oh
here.
my God!
I'm gonna
We need
kill
to
it.
switch spots.
Yeah, he does that stuff, and I've tried it. It's decent, but
Would you agree with Elle? Is it a poop super duper
I didn't do it
pooper?
consistent. But now that you say that, I'm not a pooper, so maybe that's
Maybe you should
what I
try
gotta
the
do.
pooping, scooping.
Yeah.
I just don't. I think it's false advertising. If you're gonna give me some product that claims to provide something, and all it's gonna do is make me poop, I'm sorry.
Might as well
That
just
is
take Metamucil. At
exactly. That is not what I need. I'm a good pooper. I'm a good pooper. I have never had that trouble.
She's a super duper pooper. She knows when she has to go. Take a bow. She's a big girl now. She's the best pooper we know. That was a soundtrack from my kids' potty training video, and I still
Thank
remember.
you for
it.
sharing.
So yeah, you're super duper pooper.
I am a super duper pooper. Anyway, that is my public service announcement: is don't fall for the bullshit claims of, because I'm questioning even my what was the other pills I was taking?
Provitalize.
Provitalize. I kind of feel like it might have been doing the same thing. I don't know. Whatever the combination of shit I'm taking now is shit.
It just makes you shit.
It's just making me shit. I just don't. I'm bitter all the way around. I purchased this stuff and nothing's working, and I still have my belly fat and still have my cellulite. Nothing's working. Anyway, that's my public service.
I did find, so under the dress I have, because despite having lost 80 some pounds, just like Elle, I got the poof.
It's a pooch.
It's there, right along
Midlife pooch.
Yeah, right along the C-section scar.
Yeah.
And without surgery, it's just going to be there. So I needed like a little shapewear, but I did not want to have choke me shapewear because one, I don't need it, and two,
Yeah.
I would be like trying to sit down.
It makes me sick to my stomach. I was telling you, like, the one I have, I bought for
corset.
cruise because I
Yeah.
had a very clingy dress, and I felt sick all night when I wore it.
This
so
is Honey Love's new lightweight line.
maybe I'll try that.
Love it. It's the perfect amount of compression. It doesn't give me the sausage on the leg because
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
if I
them go
need
down to
it.
here.
I'm not sure if I need it in this dress. The dress is not like super tight.
I originally ordered it because when I had the first dress, I really needed it.
You
That
really
was that
needed it,
silk,
yeah.
and so I had ordered it. It was brand new, just released. Finally came. I'm definitely gonna still wear it under the other dress, even though you're right. The other dress with the way it's kind of an A-line.
And it's a thicker fabric.
And it's a
so
thicker
I don't-
fabric and
you
more
don't necessarily need it.
embellishment.
I think you just need it. It's either that or wear no undies, because I saw when you tried it on, it was like a little undie indent. The indent
right.
undie
It was-
indent.
So,
Nobody wants an indent undie.
Tried the whole outfit on, including the beautiful Japanese opal I got
Oh,
at
so
an
perfect,
antique
perfect,
store.
perfect
it's,
opal.
it's a little heart-shaped
Yeah.
orange opal.
You do need a different pashmina.
Then the bright pink. Yeah, I do have to work that out.
We should go pashmina shopping, because I could use a new one.
Where are we even going for that?
Well, LA is the
Amazon.
best place, but yeah, Amazon.
Hey, if you go there.
Hey,
Hey.
I don't think we're gonna drive to Amazon or to LA for hay and pashminas, but
We gotta find some other place we can get some of that hay. Besides World Market that has major markups.
yeah. Okay, so
All right, so now
do
here,
have a topic.
28 minutes
I
into
know,
our
we're-
gab,
All right,
you knew we
we're
were
gonna
gabbing.
make this a lot faster.
Our theme for today, I called it sliding into retirement, but I think you've heard Elle and I kind of grouse about this. Technically, our Medicare age is 10 years from now. It's not
fucking
65.
ever is what it is.
They've moved us as 1967 babies to 67 years old.
And I think it's going to be 70 by the time we get there.
Well, I think ours is locked at 67.
think so?
They're going to be moving everyone else up. And if you remember, who was the crazy politician lady who was like, yeah, it should be like 72.
Yeah.
So that's Medicare. That doesn't, that right there isn't
for
the
people that love their
guiding
job.
thing about retirement. But that's the benchmark that society is saying when we should retire.
Right.
God, I hope we're doing it more before then.
Yeah.
But the common thing that our husbands say, even though mine basically acts like he's retired.
This is
but
what my husband is
yours
saying.
in particular says, what would be different? What
Right.
what would be different? So like today, for example, we went and played pickleball at 11 o'clock in the morning. It required me taking a half day off work. You're in a slow period because
Well,
real
no,
estate.
this is the first week of the month. I'm slammed.
Oh,
It's always slammed the first week of the month, and then
Yes, it is the first
I
week.
taper off.
But so, okay, that would have been something we would have done. So then we started thinking, all right, let's honestly not just answer our sassafras answer to the boys. Let's really think about what would be different about being retired because every one of our other friends is retired. And
Yeah.
I think
I think we are
as
the
I'm making
only
this list,
ones
that might
currently
be
working.
part of the reason we're struggling with them.
We're so sassy.
Right. I think that, let's be honest, I think we're a little bit jealous.
Oh, super jelly. Yeah.
Well, our other retired friend today, who's a little bit younger than us, announced she's building pickleball courts
On her property.
on her property.
Yeah.
I'm glad because we'll get to go play pickleball.
I
But
know.
I'm like, oh, I know when I'm retiring, I'm not going to be doing major projects like that. On the contrary, I think that's one of our biggest
It's what we
concerns about retirement is the things we're going to have to change.
Right. Like no more nails, no more hair, no more facials, no more spa day. Like there's a lot of things we would have to cut.
Yeah, we
or I would have to cut.
start thinking about where we spend those micro amounts of money that when you are on more of a fixed budget than we've been on for a while would make you pause.
Yeah. I was trying
I
this year.
migrate to doing my own nails,
know.
and I'm on
I can't.
week
I just
8, and so far so good. I've had a couple weeks where it was a little frustrating, like but for the wedding, I'm having the pros do it. I don't want to have to worry about it. Something popping
That's so
off.
funny because Miranda said you are definitely doing yours yourself so that in case something goes wrong, you can fix it yourself.
Yeah.
Because I have to garden, I have to.
Right.
Whatever. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, I got my nails done. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Which is what we're going to be saying. So, you know.
Yeah.
Tough
I
toenails.
will not.
But pedicures, I love when someone else does my toes.
Yeah.
That's something I just can't imagine doing my toes right. But I've found several different nail things, and this
It's
is
funny
kind of an
that I'm
elbow.
totally the opposite. I could do my toes forever. I just can't. I mean, for a while I was doing the dips, and it's just such a pain in the ass, and it never turns out as well. And I don't know. I'm really like to have my nails done.
I'm grooving into 2 things. Miranda's thing, which is using that gel builder that really makes them stronger, and then painting a gel color and bakey. And then these are like those ones that come in like little soft stickers. You put them on, and then you cure them, and they get hard.
Oh,
Yeah,
and they
So-
stay on.
This is the second brand. The first brand I did, I only got about 4 days out of
Oh,
them, and a
that's
couple
not-
went flying.
That does not stay
So
on.
I'm on day 3 with these, 2 or
All right.
3.
Talk to me in 3 weeks because
Yeah.
that's how long
So
I
I'm
want to
playing
get.
with it, but
I want to get 3
We'll
weeks
say
out
it
of my
is
nails.
saving a lot of money. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, when we go to the nails and would get full set and toes, it's
$100
$100, and then
Yeah.
they got the whole tip culture. But so that's one of the things we'd have to scrimp on.
Yeah.
Travel. Right. Our thought was, even though we're not exactly the world travelers, when we go on vacations,
Well, but cruises, like the cruises that we are collectively taking. We're taking 2 different cruises this year in late in
we're
the year.
not traveling together.
We're not traveling together.
The boys don't like it when we travel.
Are like,
'Cause we don't
I
play
mean,
with
ours
them.
is going to be like a $5,000 trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Same
it's
here.
really expensive.
Because we have airfare. They're
Yeah.
cruising. Well, so do you. You guys are flying first class up to Seattle.
Yeah, but we got cheap.
And then you're going on an
$500.
Alaskan cruise, and we're flying all the way over to Fort Lauderdale, and then getting on and doing
I want my cherries.
a cruise to Grand Cayman, which is where we honeymooned, and then Jamaica, and then
Yaman.
I forgot our other port, but yeah, between the airfare and the time off, there's no such thing as a
And
cheap
like
vacation.
Casey's folks, they cruise probably 3 times a year, and we've
gotta
got
be
it.
more than that.
We've got it down to like once a year with them, but I mean, we'll be lucky if we can afford once a year with
They'll
them.
start buying it for you just to be their pals.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
But
I
then,
doubt
like
it.
you saying, Casey's parents are kind of slowing down a little bit. Who knows if
bit.
they're going to be doing 3 cruises next year?
Well, the cruising seems to be work for them. Although, boy, Linda was limping the other day.
Yeah, one good tumble. You never know. That's why live in the moment, man.
I hope she. Yeah,
Don't
I hope
put
she
off
gets it
today.
checked out. That's my gripe. So
tomorrow.
this, Casey's thing is what's going to change. How is it? He told me 5 years ago he was going to retire at 55, or when he's 55. I'm
is coming
3
up.
years older. It's next year.
Yeah, it's January.
It's not going to happen. He's backing off because he keeps reading. He keeps YouTubing, and YouTube.
Oh my God,
keeps
the new
telling-
number. If you don't hit 1.6
Keeps-
mil, or else
yeah.
you're going to be living
Keeps
in a
telling
van
him
down
that
by the river.
We can't retire. And I just, it's all good and fine to say what's going to change about our lives. Well, yeah, okay. So we'd still go play pickleball in the middle of the day. We'd still bike ride every day, blah, blah, blah. But my body is falling apart, and I am concerned that by the time we retire, I will be crippled.
And you want to do stuff with him. So we did our thing today, and while I'm delightful company, I'm
You
not
are.
Casey.
Yeah.
And so if you want to do things with your spouses and to keep that relationship going, because he doesn't dip out. We got him to dip out for golf. We got him to take half a day for Tuesday
If he
golf.
hadn't dipped out on Tuesday for golf, he would probably dip out to do other things. But he's like a one dip out a day or a week person.
Yeah, that's better than he's been. I think even that he gets a little.
He gets a little bit.
So, whereas mine is perpetually available.
He's dipping out all the time. Did they go bike? I didn't check.
Oh, that would require planning, and
Yeah.
and we weren't there to do it.
We weren't there to do it.
So yeah, that's another one too. Is the retirement thing, and are you both doing it at the same time? So
Right.
like you thought, well, okay, maybe you'll start handing off your business sooner, what have you?
Kind of talked about like, well, you should just raise your rates and then all the
Thin the herd.
and all the clients will drop off. Well, the rates are going up whether I like it or not. The postal
new
service
postal
is
rate?
5 cents more. 70.
Is that their biggest bump in a long time?
It's a big bump. This is the big. Normally they bump up a couple cents every 6 months. This is the biggest bump I've ever seen.
That's crazy.
And when the post office bumps up, I have to raise my rates. And then also when shipping increases, that raises the pricing for printers and
Everything.
shipping and everything else. So
And the
I've-
real estate market with the prolonged interest rates is soft right
is
now.
soft, yeah.
So they're not
I'm
reprinting money like they used to.
so I am going to have to redo all my pricing as of July 14th or whatever. And
He's got a point.
yeah, I mean, it could happen that I could take a huge
You're
dump
not
this
the
year.
only one who's going to.
And that has nothing to do with my Rise coffee. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's my business is.
Because how would Casey feel? Let's just say hypothetically, like next year, you're like, you know what, Karen, take it over.
Yeah,
I'm
I
tapping
know.
out. How will Casey? Because interesting in this scenario, you're more the Ed, and I'm
Yeah,
more the
absolutely.
Casey.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in an insulting way.
I don't
Casey
take
and I
it
both
insulting.
have more corporate jobs, and one of the things him and I, when we look at each other, say, well, as long as they're going to pay us what
big
they're paying
money,
us,
yeah.
and the amount
And
of
the-
frustration
and the
we currently
insurance.
have,
We
and
have to have the
we
insurance.
carry the insurance. Casey
Right.
carries the insurance.
Right.
It's like one, we're sort of trapped, but two, it's like every additional year that I work really does feed the nest
feeds-
egg.
yeah, it does.
And we would have to compensate pretty darn heavily
Right.
for my lack of income. So unless they do something like give me 30%, 50% more work, or not that they would ever do this, but repo my work from home status. Same thing with Casey, repoing
Right.
his. I just can't see myself voluntarily tapping out unless something gets really, really bad there. Now, does that make me a little salty? Yes, it does, because I have a husband who's basically retired right now.
Well, and
He's
this is why,
dabbling.
like Casey has actually said, well, what if you just, let go of some business, or you're basically retired. You take off whenever you want to, which is kind of true. It's been slow. I do take
You
off a
more
lot,
than me.
but
But
it
it's 'cause
doesn't
you're-
change my guilt. So then I'm guilty. I feel guilty when I'm out playing and,
side-eyes
he's
you.
working, and he side eyes me for sure.
I don't get the side eye because he has no leg to stand on.
right.
But I know, like, Casey will be like, you're doing what?
Yeah.
You're going
yeah.
where?
I get the
What?
side eye.
What?
For sure. And with good reason. I mean, I would be pissed if he was the one. I would be pissed if I were you, and Ed is the one that's off doing whatever, and you're the one that's staying home and working and making all the money. And I mean, I think if I had a bunch of house projects and I was working on the house and taking care of things around the house, but those also wear on me, my body, and like I just don't know.
Yeah, we
if
think
I could
about
do
what
that.
our hobbies are. So that's the other thing is that
dying.
they keep coming back to. Want me to kick the airship back on?
Yes, please. I'm sweating profusely.
What are our hobbies? So we love, as you hear us talk about ad nauseum, pickleball,
Yeah.
and mountain biking are kind of, I think, our two
Those
core
are
hobbies.
major things. You golf.
And then golf. I would join a golf league. I would be in a pickleball league.
I would definitely
would
be in a pickleball league.
probably volunteer at animal shelter, either writing grants. I just don't think I could physically. Maybe I would do a little bit of physically going there, but then I would wind up being a crazy cat or dog lady because
Oh, I could definitely
I would
do
take
the-
everybody home.
I could definitely do the physically there thing.
'Cause you
'cause
fostered
I fostered
before.
for a long time. So I would love to do that. Our problem is our local shelter is really far away. So for
it's
me to
about
go do
35
that,
minutes
for
away.
us to go do that, it would be like waste half the day driving there. So again, working around that. I can't really do that now. But like if I were retired and had the whole day to do whatever, yes.
So that's what our
absolutely.
friends do. They volunteer. Oh, my Thursday's my volunteer day, and that's
Yeah.
the entire day that they dedicate to that. So I could absolutely fill my days, no problem. Now, what of that can I be doing now? I'm doing my best to carve that out. Like I took a day off and we went golfing on
You're
Tuesday.
taking a lot of time off, which is
I have
good.
a lot of time because I'm California. So those who don't know, in kind of employment and state law, most states have a law that the employer can invoke that's saying you can only carry over 1 week of vacation. California, not very employer friendly, nixed that years ago. I'm allowed to accumulate as much as I want. Right. So our company has PTO, not a separate bank of sick and vacation. So I get a lot of days. Like every pay period, I'm earning nearly 2 days of PTO, which is about a day off a week.
That is crazy.
So that's on top of, and it's because of my years of service, my level. It's a whole bunch of things that were there. And are new people getting that? No. Another reason they want to kind of kick the extras to the curb. But regardless, I get a lot of PTO. And I had one year in particular where I didn't take, several years where I didn't take a lot of time off. I wasn't sick. Like the COVID years are a perfect example. I barely burned anything. I wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I
None of us
have a massive bank of PTO hours. And HR starts to, turn their head sideways about that. So
They do the dog.
Whoop. So I've decided here I'm taking for the summer at least a day off every week. And that'll at least keep the bank of it from growing out of control. I'm taking a lot of time off for the wedding.
Crazy amount of time.
Yeah, I'm taking like 10 days off for the
Well,
wedding.
you said you're taking tomorrow and Monday.
And a Monday off. And then next Friday, and then we start the wedding. And then 4th of July, because it falls like on a Thursday.
Yeah, it's like
so
a
I'm going to take like
big
the
long
Friday
weekend.
and the Monday and whatever. So I'm going to start doing that to burn through. Good problem to have. I know
Yeah.
I'm sitting here playing a little violin. But so
I
then
know. I
it's
don't think
enabling
Casey
me-
gets nearly that much time.
enabling me to dip my toe into the what's a quasi, or what's some of the things I would do, and could I fill my day?
Right.
I wouldn't need a housekeeper anymore because
We
I'd
would
probably
clean.
earmark half a day a week and be like, I'm going to clean the house, and I would feel like that was my responsibility to do.
Right.
Which would be another one of those expenses you don't have to worry about. But those are I think I could be happily retired
I would love to be happily retired.
as long as I felt like
it just
the
checks.
finances weren't stuff. If I felt
Yeah.
so restricted, like
You can't do anything.
do anything.
Yeah. It just chaps my hide that I feel like everyone we know is retired. Like
and they're taking
literally
some pretty
everyone.
epic,
And and huge vacations, like massive vacations,
and like
all the time.
yeah. So
Obviously,
even though
they
it's
did a
not
lot
proper-
better on their
but
investments
then,
than we
you
did.
know what? They're pensioners. Who in our group is not a pensioner?
It's true. It's true. Joe is Joe a pensioner?
Hell, she might be.
I don't think John is either, because John worked for United Healthcare like you.
I don't know that he worked there all the time. Well, they're different. They made their money in real estate.
In real estate.
So okay, take that away. The young, super young retired people, they made their money in real estate. But the others, the true 65ers,
Meg and Dean were .comers. Or,
so the true 65ers
startup.
in our group are pensioners.
pensioners.
Teacher.
Yeah. Post office. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we don't have that augmenting it. So like I said, to walk away from
I don't know
the
that many
money
people our
I'm
age
making-
that have pensions. Do you?
Yeah, I know.
can't
Unless
think-
you were government.
Yeah.
Unless you were government or like police.
Yeah, Casey's
fire.
folks are police and school.
Or
and,
military.
And
His dad's
military
military.
as well. He's got the double dip. He's got police and
Yeah.
veterans. It's like,
So
dang.
we don't have that safety net. We've
Yeah.
got our 401ks and our
And
Roths
if
our,
the market goes shit,
I take that. I have
we're
a small
screwed.
pension from the Federal Reserve for the 8 years I was there. They
Oh.
keep sending me stuff. I'm not very a lot.
Oh, Casey's got he was a union, so he's got some sort of union
Oh,
thing.
from his UPS days?
UPS days, yeah. So I got nothing.
So yeah, we're a little salty about that, but
Mm-hmm.
I think Casey and I kind of agree with as long as they don't make the work that they're doing right now, we'd be foolish to walk away from that level of money. But then that makes you bitter, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bitter about it.
I'm bitter that everyone we know is retired and we can't. And
And the can't isn't a can't. The can't is a our lives would change in a way we aren't willing to have them change.
And the thing is like Casey and I didn't have kids, so I feel like we sacrificed. Not really, because it was no sacrifice for me to not have kids. But we did not have kids, so in theory, we should be ahead of everyone else.
But you are. It's just you have Casey, who is so risk
conservative.
adverse.
Yeah,
he's like, well, I'm going to live to 99.
He does. He thinks he's
so
going to live
his
to
actuarial table
100.
is adjusted in a way that. And I
don't think he realizes that he's not going to have to pay for me for another. Although I am a 50-50 split. I'm either going to die in the next 10 years or I'm going to live to be 100 because my mom is still hanging in there.
Speaking of living to 100, how's your mom?
They had to move her out of the lovely sort of, I don't know what it was called, the nurse. It's not,
the
wasn't a
friendlier
nurse
space.
Yeah, it was. She was in a retirement community thing with nursing care, full round the clock care, and she got a bed sore essentially that got infected, and at first she had to go to the hospital, and now she's in a round the clock nursing care. And while it's lovely, I've seen pictures, it's lovely, it's expensive, and it's I don't know.
Yeah, but she was fortunately pretty well funded, so you guys are feel comfortable.
Yeah, we're
you
fine.
haven't had to kick in anything, which is great.
Yeah, we're fine for now. But Graham's
Quality of life.
Graham's lived to be 100 or 99. Mom could go on and on and on and on.
Well, my good news is right before the podcast, my dad's wife called. He is coming home on Saturday.
Oh, good. Because he was in the hospital as well.
Yes, he's been for over 5 weeks. So he was in the hospital for like 2.5, and then he's been at the care facility. They're going to bring him home and see how that goes.
And Donna
They're
feels comfortable with that?
So far, so good.
Okay,
but
good.
her thing was, so when are you and Ed coming to visit?
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, I know not before the wedding. So we definitely...
Are you going in July?
I'm going to have to go in July.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for tickets tomorrow.
What if you went over 4th of July? You've got all the time. Although then it's going to be expensive to fly and yada, yada, yada.
We'll have, I have to look at it.
Yeah.
Because what I'm toying with is we go there and we actually stay for a while. I bring my laptop and work from there versus a come and
quickie.
visit.
Oh, really?
Or do I quickie visit, assess it, come back home if I think I need to be there long term, then really mentally prepare myself for the long term.
I think you should just suck it up, Buttercup, and go for a long extended visit. Ed can do all the projects around the house that need to be done.
Buggy and muggy.
I know
in the
it's
summer.
buggy and muggy in the summer. I know. Maryland in the summer.
And it's Trump land.
I know.
The
I know.
land
Right
of
before the
Trump.
election.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but.
Have we heard how our election went?
So,
getting the
that's
crazy
a really
out?
good thing.
Getting the crazy
getting
out.
our crazy school. It's not.
It was really close. It was super close.
It's 80 votes difference between yes and no. Right now, yeses are winning.
Okay.
They have until June 20th to certify it.
Oh, so we
They're waiting for all the rest of the mail-ins to
Yeah.
come. 44% turnout so far. But
not a very good turnout.
Oh, but they say for special elections that's
I
amazing.
know, that
they
is
say
pretty
usually it's only a third.
Yeah.
But oh my God, that scares the bejesus out of me because now I'm even thinking, even if it stays at these numbers and he's 80 votes off, he's going to contest it.
You think so?
That's like such a small number of votes.
Yeah, it's true.
So we're
80.
already screwed. He's going to wind up costing us more money
Because he's a selfish prick.
because he's going to be like 80 votes. Well, yeah, I think there's other ones there. You didn't do this or this. Well, we're all the ones that got. He's going to cause more.
He
of
is a selfish prick because he keeps spending all of
Damn
these
it. Are
school
there-
board's money on.
buys $30,000 podiums. He got us sued by
He's
Gavin
spending
Newsom.
this whole thing, all of this,
Costs
his
so much
lawyers,
money.
all of this, he's taking out of the school funds. Not,
I saw a
he's not paying
spreadsheet
out of pocket.
that showed what having this.
Secondary election thing
Yeah,
cost.
no, not only that, but everything he's cost us.
Yeah.
It's like $750,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's close to a mil.
The lawsuit and the lawyers that had defend his basically burning the textbooks and Newsom having to get down his throat. The money he just superfluously spent hiring his own buddies. The special election. None of that went to bettering anything for the
This
students.
guy is a nutcase.
And what scares us
Yeah.
is like we know we live in a community that has some people that are not our peeps. But damn it, I thought once we highlighted that I get it, guys. He accidentally got elected because his entire congregation voted. But now that you know you have Satan here, let's band together and let's get rid of Satan. I really was hoping
But this is going to
would be
happen again in November.
I thought it was like 70-30. I was like, if every one of the people like us who were maybe lackadaisical last time, even though I wasn't lackadaisical last time, then said, damn it, we got a problem here, a roach, we got to get rid of them. Okay, did they not vote? Why is it so close?
Yeah. But we're going to run into this again in November. It's going to be like, why is this so close? Because it's going to be close. And it makes me sick.
It hurts. It hurts my heart. And my kids are not in school.
It hurts my heart to think that people think. But
Yes.
that's right. That people think that that somebody who has been indicted, is a better choice than
32, 34 counts. How many counts?
33, I think.
34.
34. Thank
34
you, Zach.
counts.
Yeah. 34 counts.
When have New Yorkers ever agreed on 34 things?
Yeah, I know. Exactly.
12 New Yorkers agreeing on 34.
And why anybody would think that's this criminal psychopath.
Well, we've got,
is
what,
better
6
suited.
months?
And yes, I know
June,
Biden's
July,
got his
August,
issues. He's
5 months.
he's a little old. He's not that much older than Trump. Like, come on.
Oh,
Why?
did you see the...
Yes, I saw it. I know exactly on Jon Stewart.
That face is like a
that
Cheshire
face.
Cat grin. That does
He
not
looked
inspire
very
confidence.
older. Like, don't turn around.
yeah.
I love Jon Stewart. Keep walking. Keep walking. Don't turn around.
5
He
months
always
of this.
stops.
The next 5 months are going to be very, very difficult.
And our, I don't think we've made it any secret where our loyalties lie. It's gonna get
I'm a
worse.
Republican. I've been a Republican for a long time.
You were.
I pivoted
I don't think
away.
you are anymore.
I don't vote straight party lines. I still vote for many of the other Republican candidates in various things. Again, paying attention to what they stand for.
I don't think the Republican Party as we knew it exists anymore. I
no.
think it's a completely. They had a Jon Stewart had a Republican on that same episode, and he's out of Colorado. He was the Colorado senator from Colorado, and I have no idea what his name was, but he's out because he didn't support Trump. Yeah. And this was a very conservative. They even said, Jon Stewart said, I would imagine we don't agree on almost anything. And he said, yes, I would agree with that, that we don't agree on anything. And because he's that
But he wasn't
right.
he wasn't Trumpy
But
enough.
he wasn't Trumpy enough for the Republican Party. And the Republican Party does not exist as we know it. I mean, I agree. We definitely swing a little right in some places, but no. It's scary. It's a scary world we live in.
I might need to get some more emotional support pets.
Yes.
I know I put that down as one of the things too. If I were retired, besides the volunteering, I would add to my pet
You
family.
would?
I think I would add to
You have
my
an
pet
awful
family.
big pet family.
I'd probably get another dog and another cat.
You would?
I would.
Wow.
There was actually
I have to wait until
a
Crow.
Maine Coon kitty I was going to get. That was
for you, yeah.
And I was going to then have it here and show you, and you guys would probably have fallen in love with it.
Were you going to name it Grudge? No. I love the big kitty on Discovery.
Have you watched the end of Discovery?
No, not yet. Don't tell me. I'm getting there.
It ties up. Series ends.
I'm enjoying it more. I'm really struggling through this last season. I loved the fourth season. Where are we at? But I love the cat.
Grudge is so Stella.
I love Book, and Grudge is so Stella. She really is. She's a queen.
Someone else
She's a
snagged
queen.
The Maine Coon before I could, but it was a beautiful
Maine Coons are great
Coon.
cats. I've had nothing but
I
Maine
thought
Coons my whole
it would
life.
wind up being the size of the corgis, Miranda, and so it would have been a fair fight.
Yeah.
Maine Coon might be, and they're at shelters, so it's not, you don't even have to go to a breeder for this.
Yeah,
this was
no.
a person dumping this Maine Coon.
I've gotten every Maine Coon. Definitely Crow and Raven
And it was
have
a
Maine
kitten.
Coon in them.
It was like
the
a
puffy ears. If
6-month-old kitten.
If they have tufts out of their ears and fur coming out of their paws, they have Maine Coon
Stella's
in them.
got a little coon
And
in her.
Yes, she definitely does. Both my boys have Maine Coon in them, and they were shelter kitties. And Gromit before these two was definitely Maine Coony.
But I'm on the lookout because Brand has said after they get back from wedding, you're considering adding a kitty.
Probably not anymore, no.
What? Brett loves kitties.
Yeah, he's just not ready right now.
Oh,
Maybe that'll be the thing he needs.
A kitty
An
is
emotional-
what you need. An emotional support
Well,
kitty.
I'll get a
He
kitty.
is a cat, so it's not like
Finn is like a cat. Yes,
I think
Finn is
he's
like
a little barky to be a cat. Although I guess Raven's pretty meowy. Meow, meow. He's very meowy.
All right, so I think we kind of beat our desire to retire, but keep the status quo. You'll hear us grouse about that more and more, but just lately, our friends and all of their retirement escapades have
Yeah.
I've been,
it isn't not even so much the retirement, it's the traveling and doing all this fun. Like we have a friend that did the railroad
Rocky Mountain.
Rocky Mountain trip, and then she did a cruise down the river. Like I'm like, shit, you've done a ton of trips. She's a teacher.
Yeah.
Pension. It's the pension thing.
Illinois
that
pension.
chaps my hide. I know you've got a lot of Illinois
Illinois
pensioners on the.
bleeding.
Yeah.
So, soup of today, I pivoted away from the cold soups.
thank
Went to
God.
one that I would think
I hate-
Elle would absolutely love. This is a potato chowder.
Ooh.
Yes, I think we need to make. We
that
had
sounds
soup night
good.
the other night. I did a Langostino.
We should do
lobster.
another. Oh, and it was so good. Langostino.
I think the regular lobster is better than Langostino. I'm going to tell you, it's better when I have the claws and I can soak them and get the flavor out of it. With Langostinos, because they're not in a shell, I'm not able to do the boil them, soak and pull that flavor
and Zach,
into
you
the
thought
broth.
it was over whiny? Too whiny?
I added a cup of
I
white
loved the
wine
wine.
instead of a half a cup, and that really was profoundly different.
but
Zach
I
likes
loved
a
it.
heavier cream soup,
And I like the
substitute
other
wine
way.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like less
So
of a
this
cream.
potato chowder again,
That
quite
sounds
heavy.
awesome.
Got a lot of corn in there, and I use a Yukon Gold potato. So I'm thinking the next time we get together, I'm
all
going
I
to do
ever buy.
potato chowder.
Yeah, let's do another soup night. Let's do soup night.
Soup night, game night. It's great because we do our bread. I just bought a new bowl to help my bread rise in.
Nice.
And I've cultivated a new starter, so you need to get some of this new starter. I haven't named her yet. I've got to come up with a name
Not
for this new.
Elvis?
So I have Elvis still, and I have a new starter going.
okay.
So this is one that's like supposedly off of a 100-year-old culture. So got a new starter going.
Oh, I remember that book. Yeah.
Yes,
so
and the book is one that we read a long time ago. It's an oldie but a goodie. But I think from
They
a
made a
summer
movie out of it.
reading, Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine.
yeah.
by
It's a
Gail
It's a
Honeyman.
movie with what's
Who
her
plays
name?
Eleanor?
I think it's Tilda Swinton.
Oh, that
or,
seems right.
or is it? I think it's Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
That sounds
It's
familiar.
a good summer
Yeah,
read.
it's a good book.
I finished our book club book for this month.
I haven't even started it yet.
Yeah, it's.
I'm trying to get through my Zodiac Academy, the last
I've
one.
got that too. I'm on the book 3.
I'm on 9.
They just discovered their order forms, so
Oh, nice.
I'm
Okay.
where their Phoenix is.
Yeah.
But
That would make a great
the book
series.
for our book club is Things I Wish I Told My Mother. And it was kind of.
Did you like it?
I did. I mean, yeah, it has a little bit of a Dallas twist to it. That's all I'll say.
Huh.
Patrick Dempsey Patrick stepping out of the shower kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I gave away too much, but
I can't
it's
remember
with
Dallas
my,
that well.
with my fraught relationship with my mom, and feeling like, if something were to happen to her, even though I don't think anything's happening, you just never know.
Yeah.
Like, are there things I haven't told her? And in this thing, the mother-daughter take a 2-week trip. The thought of taking a 2-week trip with just my mom, yeah. And what happens in this? So the daughter has a very similar kind of relationship to her mom. So it was. I was constantly putting myself in the woman's position, even though she's younger in the book than
So
us.
I'm not going to relate to it at all.
Yeah, she's younger. She's like in her late 30s, early 40s. So there's that difference. But the mother's 70. And anyway, it was decent. I plowed through it. It was a listen. It wasn't long. I listen at like 1.3 speed. I wonder how many people on here, that's the other thing. If you ever listen to a book at 1.0 speed, it's not the right speed. And I think most people do listen at different speeds.
We've been listening to the
Project Hail Mary.
at 1.0 speed.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, if I asked Casey if I should speed it up, and he was like, "No, this is good." I think when he's driving, he gets distracted. So, and that's the only time we listen. We have to finish listening to the book that we started back in February or in May.
Oh, and it gets so good.
I know, it's already
really,
good.
He's gonna love it.
Okay.
So that's our book recommendation. Song that's been living rent free in my head, kind of goes along with my recent anniversary celebration. Here Comes Your Man by the Pixies.
Your man.
I just heard that is like 30 years old.
Is it really?
It showed
oh my
up
God,
on
that makes us feel
like,
really old.
What? 30 years old. But yeah, Here
Yeah.
Comes My Man by the Pixie.
And mine is Liquid Lunch by Caro Emerald.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that.
baby, it hurts a bunch. Girls got going and we had a bunch.
You've got a different. You definitely have a different algorithm on your
it's
music.
the last time we'll ever have a liquid lunch. And the reason I thought about that song is when we were having a liquid lunch, essentially.
Getting our tits spelled out for us.
Yes, we had 3 drinks that day, and I was like,
Spread out over a considerable amount of time.
It wasn't that long. It was like
3 hours.
a couple hours, 3 hours.
It was a drink an hour.
We went to 1909. We had the cocktail there. Then we went to
Small Barn.
Small Barn. We had a little bit of food, very little food.
French fries.
French fries.
And au gratin potatoes.
And au gratin potatoes, which
lot
were
of
good.
starch.
And then we went to the Speakeasy. But that's what I was thinking. It was like it's kind of it's a song about regretting having a liquid lunch. And I think about
that day was actually more alcohol I can say that I've consumed
we've had in a long
very
time.
long time.
Yeah.
When the brewery was still open,
yeah, baby, it
that
hurts
was
so
normal
much.
for us.
Girls got going and we had.
So, like, what is your algorithm? What do you like put on
I
there?
put in. Oh shit! What is it?
Your Spotify. No, your Pandora.
Pandora, and it's what's her name? Digging Holes. Digging Holes. Do you know that, Zach? Digging Holes.
Digging holes.
Digging Holes. Oh shit! Who is it? Alice Merton. Digging Holes is my song that I put in, and it plays a ton of. Like, I get Jane. I love Jane. Jaine. Love Jane.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try your algorithm. for a while.
Really try it. Just because it's a totally different music set than I would ever listen to. And so it's introducing me to so many different bands that I absolutely
I
love.
just rely on Zach to give me that and throw something. He hasn't thrown things in my playlist lately because he's busy with the wedding.
Well, some of mine have been like Zach has known some of the ones that I've thrown out here, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know that one." Zach and I have similar.
Like I was
tastes, too.
listening to Mountain Goats the other day. I forgot how much I liked Mountain Goats.
Mountain Goats.
The Mountain Goats. Zach
know
turned
them.
me on to the Mountain Goats years ago, and I
Do
liked
not know the Mountain
The
Goats.
Mountain Goats. I'll have to give you some.
But like, what's her name shows up on my list all the time. Who's the one that did you work for her or you like her? Who did you work for?
Alice in Wonderland.
Elaheen. I think that one.
Oh.
That one shows up, and then there's another one that Casey liked, and I can't think of what the name of it is. This is my problem. When I'm listening on Pandora, I don't see the name of the song or the artist, and so
And
unless
like in your car, you don't have a screen that pulls up the name either.
no, well, we do in the rental, but
Oh, that's
not
right. We're going to beat the heck out of the Nissan Rogue.
Yeah, so
Or is
Casey's
he getting a different one?
well, we don't know yet. He's not sure. I don't think he should take this one back. So Casey's car, his company car took a dump.
We told you how bad a Ford.
Yeah, the Ford C-Max died on him.
80,000 miles and the thing is toast.
So they gave him a rental car, which I can actually drive, so I'm so excited. And it's a Nissan Rogue.
Yeah, it's a little mini SUV, kind of
yeah.
like a CRV.
And so it's kind of cool because they're not tracking his miles like they normally do or anything like that. So we can beat the shit out of this car.
They're going to the
Unfortunately, we're going to take it up for the wedding. The mechanic
Check engine light. But it's not
came on.
engine, it's more of, I think it needs tires.
It needs
oil
like
change
oil
or something,
change or
so
something.
maybe
So
they'll give him
Casey's like,
something nicer.
I should probably take it back, but we're worried because this was an upgrade. They didn't have the car they were supposed to give him, which was probably a sedan. And I don't want him to get rid of the little SUV until after the wedding. So I think we should just hold on to it and drive it up there. But it has like the whole screen and shows what's playing on the
you're like,
radio.
this is all modern. Whereas
I
Ed
know,
and I
like,
are in it, like, man, the fit and finish on new cars has really gone down. You
I
guys are
do
like,
not-
this is awesome.
Yeah, I do not have any clue of new
She
cars
doesn't have a backup
anymore.
camera.
Yeah, we have nothing.
Elle needs a
It
backup
doesn't even
camera.
beep, and I need a backup camera. How many
Most
times?
people do.
Yeah, how many times
You don't
did I
have a
hit my own
backup
car?
camera either, do you, Miranda, on Toby?
Oh.
No, but Toby's so little.
All right.
All
Well,
right, I think that's it for today.
I'm Elle.
And I'm Dylan.
And we
both
both
love
love
soup. Bye-bye.